Minutes and their motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Have motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Did I see Vincent?
Yeah, he fell. I saw it.
Oh, okay. And so Mike, I don't see Mike Gardner. Anybody know? They do know there's a pre-council meeting today, right?
Jason's over in the
Vince
corner.
was literally walking out of the office.
Anybody like to fill in for Vincent or Mike that I'm not aware of today? All right. Okay, this is how today's going to be. Mayor Maddox, you're here.
I am here.
So you call the roll.
Maybe
huh?
we got into, maybe we just got out of sync last week being off. Now all of a sudden we figured it out what to do on Tuesday afternoon.
Absolutely.
We'll see if we can run down both gentlemen. In terms of mayor's comments, somebody else who's here is our new executive director for urban development, and that's Ashley Price.
Hey!
Ashley. And I want to thank Mr. Lanier for being part of the interview committee for that. And she really has distinguished herself, not only through the interview process, but her career with the city. I'm excited about what she's going to do. She certainly embraces our standard of excellence and our core beliefs. It's an exciting time. And so, Ashley, I know you're going to do a good job. Would you like to say a few words? I know the council knows you well. But
That's to say. I don't mind. I'm truly 9 years in Tuscaloosa, and it's only getting better and better. And I'm just excited for urban development and things that we're doing as a community, and getting that opportunity to move forward, share your vision, and make it happen.
Congrats to you.
Very, very excited.
My only concern about Ashley is I'm not certain if we can get her to tell us what she thinks. We'll work on that. But actually, that's a great strength of Ashley, and she's going to do a fantastic job. The other quick announcement that I have is that I am joining Mr. Fell. He does a very unique town hall meeting. Once or twice a month, he's at the Jack's on Skyland Boulevard at 9 a.m., and he's letting me come join him.
How about
At
that?
Jack's Saturday mornings.
So y'all come, jump on the mayor.
Yeah. You know what? But I'm going to be there, and I think that's fantastic that
Yeah, it
he
is.
does that every Saturday. So I'm going to hang out with him Saturday morning, so please come by. We're also having our next town hall meeting will be the following Friday, the 17th, live at the Plaza. So I will be there, be happy to answer any questions anyone has, and we'll be announcing a series of town hall meetings or places people can come by and just ask me questions, just anything that's on their mind. So we'll be announcing more of those dates in the near future, but we're going to be hitting every area of our city.
I think that's great because so many people hear things and they don't always hear the right thing and what the way things are. And I think it's great they'll be able to ask you.
So, and it is, that's the fun part about this job. Before this term started, even with COVID, we'd done over 115 town hall meetings during my time. I like being out there, and you just wish, frankly, more people would participate.
Yes.
But I think there's something to be said about being available to the people who pay your salary. And I think it's really great. I know all of y'all do a really good job of that, and the way that you do it, I really like, because as a constituent, I know that if I would need to go see my council member, he's going to be, normally at this place at this time. So thank you for letting me join you, Mr. Phil. That's all I have.
That sounds great, and that is Jack's on Skyland.
I'm
Not
there,
Jack's on University Boulevard,
Yeah,
Jack's
right.
on Skyline.
I'm there almost every Saturday
I know
morning.
you are.
And I love their biscuits, so it really works
Me
out.
too. And let me tell you, Mayor, they are excited that you're coming. The staff is thrilled to death that you're coming.
That's awesome.
I bet the ice cream machine will be working.
Now that's McDonald's.
That's McDonald's, that's
They
right.
got ice cream.
They got ice cream. Well, can't go wrong there. That's all I have, Mr. Tyner.
Thank you, that's great. I do want to say one thing about Ashley, though. I've talked to her more in Missouri than here. That she picks that phone up. It's just the most wonderful thing that I always know that if she doesn't pick the phone right up, she's going to call me right back. That just means the world. It really does, and thank you for that. All right. There you are, Vincent. You ready, buddy?
Only have a couple of applicants coming before you this evening, first of which, Raj, R.A.J. Food Mart LLC. They're located, or will be located there on the corner of Crescent Ridge Road and Jetmore Park. I think it's a Shell station there. They're applying for beer and wine off premises, same building, different suite also. Same owner will be applying for package stores at that site as well. And that's it for that one. No issues from any department, police department, or planning any of them or having any issues with it that I'm aware of.
Vincent, are they in the city? Or are they, are they
That's
located
PJ.
in the PJ?
That, and I was just, Mayor, I'm glad you asked that, because people ask, because when they see things like this, they think that I represent that part of Hope, which I do not. But the reason they have to go through the alcohol is because of being PJ, right?
Do they are aware they cannot sell alcohol on Sundays? That's right.
They will be aware.
Okay. Sometimes we have that problem with businesses there, but if they annex in, we'd be more than happy to
They
oblige.
would have a problem. I don't think they're gonna be, having anyone that connects with them that's in the city.
Okay, there's no next.
Because Cadillac Estates is several blocks
Way over there.
over. Yeah.
They definitely hope. The next applicant, will be downtown. And actually their name, Downtown Social, LLC. This particular location will be located in the old Weatherford, office supply building. They have a warehouse facility there that they'll be able to utilize for,
It's not so much
special
picture.
event type
Keep going
activities.
forward.
Need the next picture. There you go.
There you go.
Now,
They're-
which
they're gonna
building?
be-
Downtown, downtown social.
Yep.
Downtown Social.
Now, is this gonna be a business right there, or is it gonna be?
It's gonna be a place where you can rent out and have particular
Social
functions
events.
like, wedding
Yes, yes,
receptions
yeah.
and.
Okay,
Yeah,
birthday parties or what?
yeah, I think we were there.
Oh, that, yeah,
Is it
yeah,
that little
yeah,
building
or-
there?
Yeah, we was next to those
Weatherford?
weather, yeah,
It's
like
old
creative
Weatherford.
building people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
They in business anymore, Lee?
It's
Weatherford
a,
office?
it's a pretty good sized building.
it's a
Yeah.
pretty, it's a very nice.
So you're gonna have
size
Lucy
building.
Brews at the far left,
Correct,
right?
correct.
It looks like everybody's popping up little event centers
Who's opening
all
this?
around.
These are smaller.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't have.
All
the
that
name
drinking in your
now.
district.
Oh,
Is it somebody
all
we
of that
know that
drinking.
dealt with?
Hey, I'm just keep all of them down there.
Well, they come to Alberta, don't worry.
I hate Mr. Lanier's not here, he might give them a good price on that truck.
Oh, yeah, they come to yours too. They drink scotch.
What kind of license they seeking?
Special retail more than 30.
Not just that.
So it's not gonna be open all the time?
No. Whenever there's an event or somebody rents the space out, they'll be the only ones that are able to provide alcohol at this facility.
How often do they have to come back anytime after 30 days, or they? Okay.
This is the annual license, more than 30 days.
Okay.
They
So
don't-
once a year?
Yes,
Okay,
they don't come back to you though,
Right.
oh,
they just renew the license.
gotcha.
That's it.
Anybody have any questions? Mr. Brown? Thank you, Vincent.
Thank you.
Any department comments or announcements from anybody in the room? Oh, I did, by the way, Mary, and I appreciate you getting back with me so fast. I had, and Chief, I know you're aware of this, I had requested that Marion look into the possibility of raising fees for repeat offenders. I think, I in all my years down here, it's the same ones every year that we have to get the grass cut and things like that. And but she let me know that the maximum is $500, and you can't go up on that. But there was a suggestion, instead of after the first warning, just go ahead and fine them and not give any more one warning. So it's something, Chief, I don't know how.
We may
Your
get
thought?
add to the blight discussion that we have.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah.
talk
May I
about
ask
that.
you
Yeah,
what?
definitely.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Mr. Fell, I think, is scheduled on his committee, a discussion just on blight. And
Yeah.
Maybe we can add that to the.
Yeah, that'd be great. The Marion got, you talk about, she was fast. She got with Chris England and the judge and someone else, and then you got Jimbo and you got back with me the next day. And that's a good suggestion too. Just, I think sometimes we, there used to be a guy, and this is a true story, who used to call the city because they hadn't come cut his grass. We let him know we're not in the lawn,
Yeah.
we're not in the lawn care
Well,
service.
apparently I have some people in my district that only cut their grass when they get a letter from the city.
Yeah,
So,
And I have a lot of that. I was riding around today too with a older constituent, and she just, we were looking at places where the grass needs to be cut, and, you know, it's
As long as there's no
It's a lot.
security cameras, you can get those big bags of rock salt.
yeah.
Don't have to cut it.
something else, Mr. Tyner, I don't know if it's an appropriate place to bring it
Sure.
up, but I know we've gotten the money, and I thank Carly for that. Anyway, I thank finance for that, all of y'all, about what it would take for the bonus for our retirees. And I know I've gotten some phone calls about that, and I know Mr. Crowe has.
oh yeah,
I just want people to know we're on it.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And I think the mayor's gonna have a recommendation too coming up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Good.
I think so too. I'm certainly have publicly said I'm in support of it. So that's good. I do wanna thank Kevin Turner and Selvin Green and Ronnie Hatfield for something, folks, because Saturday afternoon, I got a call, it was a grate that had been removed. Apparently grates are worth some money. I don't know if they melt them down or what happens to them. But there was a very large grate, very large and very deep. And they went out and did a temporary replacement almost within an hour. And I got 3 pictures back, one from Kevin, one from Selvin, one from Ronnie, saying this is what we've done. We'll be back and do a permanent replacement. That was about 5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. And they were out before dark and had it done. Which the neighbors couldn't even believe it. They did it so fast, so thank you for that. All right. Scott.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We surprisingly don't have too bad of an agenda after having a week off here.
Thank
Not
you.
You or too bad of a council agenda. I think you guys are very busy after the if you will join me down towards the bottom of page 2, where on pages 21 through 26, you'll be consenting to the vacation of a portion of Boone Boulevard in the city of Tuscaloosa. That is out in the industrial park near our spec building. On page 27, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a cooperative agreement with the Board of Trustees of the University of Alabama. On page 28, you'll be authorizing Amendment 8 to fiscal year 2022 General Fund for Future Improvement. This came from finance. Actually, it's doubled up and will be on finance today. On page 29, you'll be authorizing payment to USI Insurance Services Alabama for renewal of EMT home care, healthcare professional liability insurance coverage. This comes from my office, and Mr. Busby, let me tell you what I've done on this one and see if you'll like the process we went through. This was set to renew July the 29th. The scheduled Insurance and Litigation Committee meeting prior to July 29th was May 31st. It was canceled when we were out. On, I think, the 23rd or so, I emailed Mr. Tyner as the chair of that committee and asked if he would prefer to have it on another committee on a special call, or if he had any objection for me putting it straight on council. He did not, so I put it straight on council. It's a total of $6,095. That's an increase of $82 year over year. If there's any objection, we have plenty of time between July 29th and you can table it tonight and send it back to committee.
There's no objection. Thank you.
Is that a good process?
Yes.
On page 30, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with J&L Tree Service. That is doubled up and you'll hear about it in projects today. On page 31, you'll be authorizing the chief financial officer to draw a draft for the McWrights Ferry Road Improvements Project right-of-way acquisition. On page 32, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute primary service agreement and task order directive number 1 for architectural design and construction administration services for the fire station number 6 project. That came from projects on the 24th. On page 33, you'll be authorizing disbursement from District 1 improvement funds for the Aspire Foundation. That came from finance on the 24th.
Hey,
On
Scott,
page-
before we get too far away, from the right, is this right away
Yes,
acquisitions, what's that big chunk there for?
That's all new right of way.
Huh?
That is all new right of way. That is part of the new road, that is all. That adjoins the road, that part, of course, that you got tonight, it joins what you had previously, several weeks ago. We're moving our way down.
I'm assuming that's a huge chunk of land we're getting right away there?
and they're coming big chunks at a time at this point. We are still anticipating being on budget with the property acquisition for that.
All right, thank you.
How many tracks are left now, Tom?
There are 9 left in the county. They're all county. One city tract where we're acquiring that house, we're waiting for property owner to acquire the house, she's doing that, but there are 9 tracts left. in the
We
county.
already have an agreement on the house, right? We have an agreement with her, basically, she gotta find somewhere to live.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
On page 22, I believe, actually, I believe on page
No, back to
34.
34.
34, yes, sir. You'll be authorizing disbursement from District 1 improvement funds for Lift Academy, and you heard about that in finance on the 24th. On page 35, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with Southern Water Technologies. That also came from projects on the 24th. On page 36, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a special municipal agency funding contract with Temporary Emergency Services. You will hear about that on projects today. On page 37, you'll be amending prior resolution for awarding competitive bid to Birmingham Freightliner LLC for the purchase of a rear load garbage truck. This came from purchasing. On page 38 through 39, you'll be tentatively awarding a public works contract for mosquito surveillance and mosquito control. This is our 2022 mosquito contract. On pages 40 through 41, you'll be tentatively awarding a public works contract to Price Construction Company, Inc. for the Sokol Park North Improvements Phase 1. You'll hear about that project today.
Hey, Scott, I'm sorry, I'm always about 2 pages slower. On the Mississippi mosquito control, and there's absolutely nothing significant about this contract, but the broader question is, do we have policy, or either formally or informally, on utilization, or at least first shot with local companies on things like this?
I don't know if there's someone in here from IPS that can better kind of talk about why
We
we
should
use
do it
that where we were
ourselves.
on mosquito contract.
Really? Seldom bigger projects, that's within his group. He should-
Okay, is it coming to projects?
I don't-
Yes, they got
Okay.
first time on projects.
Okay,
Is that item on projects then?
No,
it doesn't show
that's
here.
not on there.
But I mean, as far as he'll be the one that they.
Again, and it has
Sure.
virtually nothing to do with this contract, but 2 or 3 have come up recently, and I want to understand
Yes.
what our general policy is.
Did that come through project?
It did not necessarily.
Last year, we did.
Yeah, but I mean, why are we voting straight on it and not going through the committee?
That came from purchasing. They put what is the budgeted amount of,
For the mosquito?
yes.
It's my understanding that that contract ran out and we have not re-upped it, so we need to do that immediately,
Yes, sir, we've been moving as quickly as possible on it.
if that answers your question.
Did we always did our own mosquito control until we decided, was it a year ago or 2 years ago we went?
Seems like it was longer than that.
Maybe so, you know how time is.
I know we've gone much more proactive and surveillance versus just driving around and grinning with spray.
But we have,
We had a case of Nile fever down in Audubon Place a year ago. So again, I got no gripes or qualms with
Sure.
spraying mosquito. I just want to understand what our general policy is towards utilization of local when it's available or not.
But I do know that we still have that ability because Selvin got beach hills sprayed this last week. They had some problems.
And what we can do, if you like, Mr. Busby, is we'll work with A&F and with Selvin in between meetings, kind of try to get your answers to all your questions tonight, certainly before we.
And
get
he'll
to
be here for a
council.
committee meeting and we can.
Yeah.
I know enough to be, I don't know enough to give you good information, but just let him brief us.
And remind me, the one question I want to ask him is that people who say, and they do, I never see the mosquito truck. And I think you can actually, it's like street sweeping. I think you can actually find out when the street sweeper is going to be in your area, I think. And I believe the same can be said for the mosquito truck. So,
I do see it downtown.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying. There are people who say
Yes.
they never spray. When are you home 24 hours a day looking at your
Let some lady walking at 10 o'clock at night get sprayed and you'll hear that it's there. She called me everything.
Anyway, you can find what's she called?
A lot.
I think the final item I have for you on the agenda is page 42, and that will be authorizing amendment 9 to FY 22 general fund budget, and that came from finance on the 24th as well. We do have one item for executive session.
Okay. Any questions for Scott? Mike, you're here, buddy.
Yes, sir.
What you got for us?
Well, this is, they gave me this, and I don't know what I got any pictures. Here we go. Hey, I can do it, can't I? This is a street right-of-way, roadway right-of-way that was platted with the Airport Industrial Park probably in the mid-90s. And for whatever reason, the road never came to fruition, the need never happened. So now they want to vacate this right-of-way. There's a new facility going just to the south of this. What you see in this photo is the spec building that the industrial park built many years ago. Nobody ever, took ownership or occupied it. And now this is where the life cycle battery facility has gone.
Somebody owns it now,
Yeah, right. So,
life cycle.
again, this is a right of way. It's just on paper. They're asking for vacation. We have no issues with it. None of the utility companies do either.
Well, we should move forward then.
Any questions for
No.
Mike? Okay. Thank you, Michael. All right. I will tell everyone. Oh, you finished, Scott? Yeah, you are. That Brandy had sent me a request for canceled meetings, and I took the liberty to cancel on behalf of the council. The Juneteenth it'd be Father's Day, Juneteenth weekend. So we will not meet that Tuesday, which is the 21st. And then, of course, 4th of July. So we will not meet those two Tuesdays. So it'll be a long Father's Day, Juneteenth weekend, and 4th of July as well. So, all right. Don't forget, Thursday, our council work session continues at 1:30 on Thursday here in this room. There's a 4 o'clock special call meeting, tourism and sports. I understand it may have to do with the timeline of the executive director's departure. And then Monday, June 13th, Fire and Police Pension Board, and then the special call Historic Preservation Commission meeting. Okay. Is there a motion we go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Have motion second. Mr. Holmes?
Yes, sir. As your city attorney and an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I can certify that this discussion is to discuss with their attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated, but imminently likely to be litigated, or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action.
Okay. We have a motion second to go into executive session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, if you're not a part of this executive